Football transfers can change everything. One signing can turn a club into champions, while another can cost hundreds of millions and become a complete disaster. Some of the biggest stars in football history arrived with massive expectations, record-breaking transfer fees, and dreams of changing their clubs forever. But instead of becoming legends, they struggled with injuries, poor form, or simply failed to live up to the hype. Today, we're counting down the 10 biggest transfer mistakes in football history. From shocking flops to transfers that cost clubs a fortune, these are the deals that football fans will never forget. Let's get started. 10. Antoine Griezmann, Barcelona. When Barcelona signed Antoine Griezmann from Atletico Madrid in 2019 for €120 million, fans expected one of the world's best forwards to form a legendary partnership with Lionel Messi. Instead, the transfer quickly became a disappointment. Griezmann struggled to adapt to Barcelona's system and often played out of his natural position. He never looked like the same player who had been a superstar at Atletico. While his statistics weren't terrible, they were far below what Barcelona expected from such an expensive signing. Off the pitch, reports of an uncomfortable relationship with Messi only added to the pressure. After just 2 seasons, Barcelona sent Griezmann back to Atletico Madrid, admitting that the transfer had failed to deliver the impact everyone had hoped for. Today, it is remembered as one of the biggest transfer mistakes in the club's history. 9. Ángel Di María, Manchester United. When Manchester United signed Ángel Di María from Real Madrid in 2014 for nearly €75 million, fans believed they had just bought one of the world's best players. After helping Real Madrid win the Champions League, expectations couldn't have been higher. Di María started well, but his form quickly declined. Injuries, tactical changes, and difficulties adapting to life in England affected his performances. He later admitted that he never felt comfortable at the club. After just one disappointing season, Manchester United sold him to Paris Saint-Germain, accepting a significant financial loss. A transfer that was meant to mark a new era instead became one of the biggest disappointments in the club's history. Fernando Torres, Chelsea. When Chelsea signed Fernando Torres from Liverpool in 2011 for £50 million, it was the most expensive transfer in British football history at the time. Torres had been one of the deadliest strikers in the world, and Chelsea expected him to lead the club's attack for years. Instead, his confidence disappeared almost immediately. He missed easy chances, struggled to score, and never looked like the unstoppable forward fans remembered from Liverpool. Although he played a role in Chelsea's Champions League and Europa League triumphs, his overall performances fell far short of expectations. Considering the enormous transfer fee, Torres is still remembered as one of the biggest transfer disappointments in football history. 7. Paul Pogba, Manchester United. In 2016, Manchester United brought Paul Pogba back from Juventus for a world record €105 million. He was expected to become the face of the club and lead United back to the top of European football. While Pogba produced moments of brilliance, he was never able to perform consistently. Injuries, constant criticism, and questions about his commitment overshadowed his time at Old Trafford. Despite winning the Europa League and League Cup, many fans felt he never justified his record-breaking price tag. After 6 frustrating seasons, Pogba left Manchester United for free, returning to Juventus without the club receiving a single transfer fee. It remains one of the most disappointing transfers in Premier League history. Antony, Manchester United. Manchester United signed Antony from Ajax in 2022 for around €95 million, making him one of the most expensive wingers in football history. Having worked with Erik ten Hag before, he was expected to become a key player and transform United's attack. Although Antony scored on his Premier League debut, his performances soon became predictable and inconsistent. He struggled to create chances, rarely lived up to his price tag, and faced heavy criticism from fans and pundits. As time went on, he lost his place in the starting lineup, and many began calling him one of the biggest transfer flops in the club's history. For such a massive fee, the signing simply failed to deliver what Manchester United had hoped for. Ertodik Romelu Lukaku Chelsea. When Chelsea re-signed Romelu Lukaku from Inter Milan in 2021 for €113 million, it looked like the perfect transfer. Lukaku had just led Inter to their first Serie A title in over a decade, scoring goals for fun and establishing himself as one of the best strikers in the world. Chelsea believed he was the missing piece needed to win the Premier League and compete for another Champions League title. However, everything quickly fell apart. Lukaku struggled to fit into Thomas Tuchel's tactical system and never looked as confident as he had in Italy. His performances became inconsistent, and he failed to score regularly despite being the club's record signing. The situation became even worse after a controversial interview in which Lukaku admitted he was unhappy at Chelsea and hinted that he wanted to return to Inter. The interview caused outrage among fans and the club, leading to him being dropped from the squad for a crucial match. Just 1 year after returning, Chelsea sent Lukaku back to Inter on loan, making the €113 million transfer one of the biggest and most expensive mistakes in the club's history. João Félix Atlético Madrid. In 2019, Atletico Madrid made João Félix the most expensive signing in the club's history, paying €127 million to Benfica. At just 19 years old, he was considered one of the brightest young talents in world football and was even viewed as the natural successor to Cristiano Ronaldo in Portuguese football. Atletico believed they had found the player who would lead the club into a new era after Antoine Griezmann's departure. But things never worked out as expected. João Félix struggled to adapt to Diego Simeone's defensive style of football, which limited his creativity and attacking freedom. Although he produced moments of brilliance, he was unable to perform consistently or justify his enormous transfer fee. Injuries, inconsistent form, and growing frustration with his role only made the situation worse. Over the following years, Felix was loaned out to Chelsea and Barcelona before eventually leaving Atletico permanently. Considering the massive expectations and the record-breaking fee, the transfer is widely regarded as one of the biggest disappointments in modern football. 3 Nassar Real Madrid. When Real Madrid signed Eden Hazard from Chelsea in 2019 for a deal worth up to €160 million with bonuses, it seemed like the perfect replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo. Hazard had just finished one of the best seasons of his career, leading Chelsea to the Europa League title and proving he was one of the world's greatest players. Real Madrid expected him to become the club's new superstar and the face of a new generation. Instead, his time in Spain turned into a nightmare. Shortly after arriving, Hazard suffered a series of serious injuries that completely changed his career. Every time he looked ready to return, another setback kept him out for weeks or even months. He struggled to regain his fitness, confidence, and explosive pace that had made him one of the most dangerous wingers in the world. Across 4 seasons at Real Madrid, Hazard scored only a handful of goals and rarely influenced important matches. Despite winning several trophies with the club, he never came close to justifying his enormous transfer fee. Many football fans consider his move to Real Madrid one of the biggest transfer disasters in football history. Ousmane Dembele, Barcelona. In 2017, Barcelona signed Ousmane Dembele from Borussia Dortmund for a deal worth up to €135 million, making him one of the most expensive players in football history. The club saw him as the perfect replacement for Neymar, who had just left for Paris Saint-Germain. At only 20 years old, Dembele had incredible speed, creativity, and the ability to use both feet equally well. Everything suggested he could become Barcelona's next superstar. But almost immediately, injuries began to destroy his progress. Throughout his time at the club, Dembele missed well over 100 matches because of repeated muscle injuries and long recovery periods. Whenever he returned to the pitch, another setback often followed. Although he showed flashes of brilliance and produced some unforgettable performances, he was never consistently available when Barcelona needed him the most. Considering the enormous transfer fee and the expectations placed on him, Barcelona never received the impact they had hoped for. While Dembele eventually improved during his final seasons, Many still view the transfer as one of the club's biggest financial disappointments, especially given the price they paid to replace Neymar. Ilipa Coutinho Barcelona. In January 2018, Barcelona signed Philippe Coutinho from Liverpool for a deal worth up to 160 million euros, making him the most expensive signing in the club's history. After Neymar's departure, Barcelona believed Coutinho would become the team's new creative leader and help keep the club at the top of European football. At Liverpool, he had been one of the Premier League's brightest stars, and expectations in Spain were enormous. However, the move quickly turned into a disaster. Coutinho struggled to fit into Barcelona's tactical system and never reached the level that had made him a superstar in England. His confidence dropped, his performances became increasingly inconsistent, and he slowly lost his place in the starting lineup. Despite moments of quality, he never looked like a player worth such a massive transfer fee. The most painful moment came in 2020 when Barcelona loaned Coutinho to Bayern Munich. In one of the most humiliating nights in the club's history, Bayern defeated Barcelona 8-2 in the Champions League, and Coutinho came off the bench to score twice and provide an assist against his own parent club. That unforgettable night perfectly symbolized Barcelona's failed investment, considering the record-breaking fee, the expectations, and how everything ended. Philippe Coutinho's move to Barcelona is widely regarded as the biggest transfer mistake in football history. Those are the 10 biggest transfer mistakes in football history. Some players were unlucky with injuries, while others simply couldn't handle the pressure that came with their record-breaking price tags. Do you agree with our ranking? Or do you think we missed an even bigger transfer disaster? Let us know your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next football story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.